All right. Shalom, shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. We have a topic here I would just want to cover. I'm not going to be long with you, but I wanted to cover this topic because I think this is something that's actually taking place that's kind of hidden. It's hidden. It's a hidden situation. I know that it's a hidden situation because I believe because of the mindset of men today not really seeing things in the light. They can't see exactly what is taking place, but what I'm looking at is I see the daughters of Zion playing a game of sorcery and witchcraft. And I'm going to get back with you. Hold up 1 minute. All right, all right, all right. Yes, and again, this is topic is about daughters of Zion. Stop with the sorcery and witchcraft toward our men, toward the men in the tribe of Judah. And I would say in any, especially with the tribe of Judah, but I believe they're practicing a sorcery and witchcraft in a way that you don't understand witchcraft and sorcery. And it's real ugly. It is really ugly. And today I realized that I have experienced years ago this happening several times. And I addressed the situation because I thought it was just off the chain, you know. And I told this one young man, and he was so much as a what you call like he had to been like 30, maybe 30 something years old. I don't know how old he was, but he was a total gentleman. And I remember his reaction of his fiance and how she acted because of what he left me for a tip. And I was like, baby, if you see your man out here conducting himself with integrity, let him do so. And it wasn't so much as about the tip, it's what he said to me afterwards. And the reason why Sister Deborah want to talk about this is because I want anyone who hears me and at the sound of this voice of what is being said, it's what I'm saying and how I am saying it. I'm hoping that it stick with you so you can also be able to discern these things if the Father has given you the spirit of discerning, and you can speak to the daughters of Zion. Okay. It's actually taking place. It is witchcraft and sorcery is taking place, but it's coming a different route. It's coming a different way. You see, and instant today, I said, wait a minute. This is sorcery and witchcraft they are playing. And that's it brought me, you know, they said the Ruach would cause you to remember. It would bring you back to your remembrance. And an instant when I thought about sorcery and witchcraft, I thought about when this young man, I was the head cashier at what you call Piccadilly restaurant. And him and his fiance came up to pay the bill. And when they paid the bill, him and her was talking to me. And I thought she was fine. But she had a little, just a snotty, you can tell she was snotty because it's women a lot of them go out with this attitude, I'm all that and some. And they feel they have to role play that with him. You know, it's something in them that feels that they have to conduct themselves in a manner that cause them to feel. See, it's dealing this witchcraft and sorcery that our daughters of Zion is doing. It's hidden. It's hidden because they're doing it with they're using their emotions, okay, and their feelings to rule. You see what I'm saying? And it's kind of at a point where you really can't tell it's there until you start talking to the both. And that's what has happened to me in the store. The people come in, and some of my normal customers been coming to me for longer than a year. And I'm like, okay, they couples. And I'm like, you know, I'd be wondering, what's wrong with that woman? What's wrong with, you know, I didn't pay any attention to that. I always said, you know, when I see these three, it's two of them come in with their fiance, but their girlfriend or whatever you want to call it. But this one guy, his wife died, but he comes in, and the three guys, they always seem to come in by themselves because they really be wanting me to give them some advice. And I do, but I don't be easy on them, y'all. I don't be easy on them because these guys deserve better. They deserve better. And that's where I don't allow myself to be just, oh, I feel so sad for you. She shouldn't do that. No, I go straight in on him, letting them know that you can do better. But something down in you have gotten so comfortable with her practicing this react the way it's a feeling and have emotions, it's feelings, and they have used it throughout time. Because going back to Piccadilly, I remember this one lady, like I say, her and her fiance came in, and the way she carried herself is, I'm better than everybody else. But this her fiance, total gentleman. Oh, he was a gentleman. Very respectful. Even the way he conduct himself remind me of my oldest brother. And I remember when we used to go out to places, he always says, he told me always tip good. That's what he used to tell me. I couldn't understand why he tipped like he tipped. To me, that didn't make any sense. But it's where he's been in life and what he's used to doing, you know, and how he carries himself. So this young man, he tipped, and he added an extra $10 on the credit card, and his fiance looked at him, and she checked her purse and walked out with a bad attitude. And he said, "This is what I have to put up with every time. When I put the tip on the table, she got mad. I am blessed, and the only reason why I do that is because my mama taught me this way. This is all I know." But he was saying that his fiance, she walked out nasty. We got real nasty and walked out. And I thought she's the first one was talking to me. But see, it was like she don't like the idea of him doing these things. So she uses her I call it witchcraft and sorcery. I don't care what you call witchcraft. I don't care what you call sorcery. There is a hidden witchcraft and sorcery where women are using their emotions and their feelings to control their relationship. And that's dangerous because it's going to backfire. It will backfire. You cannot go on doing this. So the guys that comes to me in the store, they are my age and older. And this is what one guy, he comes in, his wife died 7 years ago. And he comes in and he says, and he's like 63, something like that. And yes, he dresses like he's younger. No, he don't dress like he's young. He looks a little younger than 63. But the way he carried himself, you would never know that he's 63 years old. And he always coming in there showing me pictures of females that he have met. And I said, oh, she's cute. She's pretty. She's cute. Every female that he has shown me, he showed me 3 pictures all three of them are females, but the picture they got is they show their rear end. It's like if you got a nice outfit on, just take your picture. But they always turn to the back, wanting you to see their rear end. And all three of the pictures, let me tell you how he get three pictures. One lady, okay, that he was dating. Guess what? He had her picture. I said, whatever happened to that? Oh, Deborah, she died. He said, she died in Bourne's Hospital. I said, you kidding? He said, yeah. He said, her and I, it was like we got to know each other for 6 months and she died. Now, don't forget his wife died. This lady had cancer as well. So the third lady, he comes showing me a picture. He said, this lady here in the same picture. And I'm like, why is these women having to take a picture where they have to show their, because this man lust is so high. His lust is so high that he feel he has a trophy when he have a woman with how would I say it? A big rear end. And in his mind, he had something. Listen to this. He said, see, this is the lady I was dating. I dated. I'm dating now. I said, yeah. I said, have y'all went out? Have y'all? He said, no. I said, well, why you got her pictures? Because to him, in his mind, it's a trophy to have a woman built a certain way so that when he walked, it's like, I got a trophy every man would want to look at. You see? But even though he has that mindset, he's a beautiful person. He just got a mindset that's off this chain. So when he comes telling me Miss Deborah, what should I do? My daughter, he got a daughter that's a teenager. She's 17. He says she's off the chain. He be asking me, what should I do when she do this, when she said this, when she disrespect me? And I tell him, don't tolerate none of it. And don't ease up on her. But the thing about it, that he's always coming asking me, what's wrong with these women? You see, so I just had to tell him they got some issues, okay? Because this particular woman said to him that don't come calling my house, calling my number, unless I tell you to and I give you a time to call me. He said, Deborah, isn't that something wrong with that? Wait a minute. Why do you entertain that sort of nonsense? But I believe because this other guy who comes in with his fiance, he came Friday, he came today, but Friday he came by himself because he wanted to talk. And the moment I told him his fiance is ignorant because she's too old to be talking the way she's talking, he said, no, Deborah, I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know if I should say that. I said, that shows you the ignorance of yourself. Because ignorant means simply not knowing. It's just the things she says to him. And then he's sitting here telling me that's his fiance, but she was married twice. She never divorced the first husband. And the second husband don't know she was married already. I mean, it's just a chaos. And I said, why would you, beautiful man? I'm telling y'all, I've been dealing with him for almost 1.5 years. I mean, he just shoot out and just tell me all his business and everything. But the reason why I say he's a beautiful man is because he tried to meet that expectation of all that emotion this lady put on him and all this drama and all this, her feelings. And I said, these guys, both of them have brought women in there, calling them they fiance. How can she be your fiance? She's been married twice. And now neither one of them she divorced. But when he comes in, he just likes to buy because that's what he had. He have money to just buy what he want. But you should see her on him. Why you in this? Come on, let's go. And he said, let me go. He said, see, Deborah, that's why I came and bought what I wanted to buy Friday without her. He said, she'll get mad. Let me go. She'll get real mad. He said, she'll get mad, Deborah. She'll get real mad. All because she ready to go. And buying her, she comes in and she get what she want, go. She don't want him to look. But she always like that with him. using that emotion, her emotion and her feelings to rule. And with him, it's like, oh, he have to do it. It is, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like 6 men that comes in my store. They old enough to me to know better. And these women that they get involved with are women that's using their emotions and their feelings to rule. Shut that stuff down. Leave that mess alone. We in the midnight hour. You ain't got nobody's business getting tied up with that. And like I told the one that came Friday, I said, you know what? You messing with fire. I said, now you sat and told me how this lady is. Now, what if you take sick? Oh, I know she ain't gonna be there for me. But why would you waste your senior years putting up with somebody trying to control you with her emotions and her feelings? She hook up with the right one. No, I ain't say the right one. The wrong one. She get her tail whooped. You cannot go on using your emotion and your feelings and then want to play tough on that. On top of that, I be seeing these men coming here and these women. I'm talking about daughters of Zion. I'm talking about the tribe of Judah. They come in there and I'm just watching them like, wait a minute, baby, you got some issues. You got some issues. Oh, Miss Deborah, don't say nothing to her. Okay, I know you'll go off. No, she got some serious issues. Yes, I will. Because one time she came, I told, look, you got what you want, gone. He coming. Why are you stopping him? I even told this one elderly white lady who come in with her little boyfriend, both of them every bit of going hitting 80. And here she is going to tell him, come on, let's go. She bought her at least $50 worth of stuff. Now she hollering at him. Oh, baby, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And I'm telling you, I feel so happy for him. And he's just a little white man. He be like this here. And anything she say, he gets scared. I'm like, what? And then she got what she wanted, went to the door and hollered at him. He was in line behind her because he wanted to get an iron. And she was hollering at him, come on and let's go. I said, look, don't come in my store hollering at him like that. You got what you got to get. Now let him get what he got to get. You just go on. And she started laughing. That lady ain't been in my store again. But you think Sister Deborah care? No. And that little white man, he looked at me. He gave me the I ain't never seen that white man smile. He said, I miss my wife. See, his wife died. His wife of 40 years died. And he said, I'm just lonely. And that's the sort of emotions and what is it? The feelings and emotion, this type of stuff you gonna put up with because your wife of 40 years, he's longer than 40 some years died, and you gonna put up this crap in your elderly? Oh no, I'll be alone. I will live alone. Do not think that you're going to escape using your emotions and your personal feelings and just all over the place. It's called witchcraft because you're practicing how to control somebody based on your feelings, your mood swings. That's wicked and evil. You're going to act a certain way just to get your way. Oh, no. That white lady never came back in my store. He did. After her and him broke up. It wasn't because of what I said. That was later on. And then her sister-in-law came in and said, she tried to tell me not to come in here to buy from you. I told her, I've been coming in here for 2 years. I ain't thinking about you. And her and I now don't talk. I was like, okay, that's fine. But her tail ain't been back in there. She go all over the stores, but I see her out there, but I don't hear no man. And now him and her are done away and he don't come back anymore. And I'm just saying, why are you dealing with her, letting her, and I have an issue with women getting around showing they control by saying controlling the man. And it's so horrible because it's like, why do you put up with that? Why do you let her do that? This is the time where you are supposed to be just living on high. I mean, when I say living on high, you understand where you stand in a higher. Both of you. One might be stronger in it and the other one might be a little weak, but that's still okay. Where one is weak, the other one is strong. Where the other one is strong, the other one is weak. But I'd be doggone it if you're going to use, you have practice using. And you know what, to do that, you must have used that throughout life to where you feel, hey, I threw put a worm on a hook and I put it in the lake and I poured this fish up and this is a good one. Because one time she said something, this is the black guy, and I had to check her and she kind of laughed it off. But he told me she got mad at him, you see. But it's just the ideal of how these women are using. It's really sorcery and witchcraft, y'all, whether you know it or not. Because these people is mastering ways of how they can control a man. This is where y'all are supposed to be sailing on the sea and just taking care of each other and just having dinner and going traveling and just having a good time, not one controlling the other. And if I go somewhere, I have to watch out for your mood swings and your feelings. So I have to, I have to change who I am to fit who you are. That's witchcraft and sorcery. I don't care what you call witchcraft and sorcery. It's like dark magic. They doing it behind the scene. And when they doing it, it's become who they are. He said, this is everywhere we go. And this other man, he comes in, and every time he come in, I said, oh, here he come. What didn't happen now? Why do you think she would tell me stuff like that? I said, because you chase and tell. That's why she telling you that. You lusting for a rear end to be on your right side. Because you figured if you had that rear end, which is a trophy to you in your mental state of mind, because she got a rear end that every man looking at, you really think you got a good trophy. But yet, look how she treating you. She don't go nowhere with you. She don't do nothing with you. You walk around showing everybody her picture, and you ain't even had a first date with her. You see, do that make any sense? You see, it's a mental thing. But these women know, they are knowing how to control them. And I said, if he come back in here and tell me one more thing about this particular one that talk to him like this, I'm going to have to lay in him a different way, because you can't say, I don't care what you say. They are addicted to that mood swing of that woman. They are addicted to her feelings and her emotion. They so addicted to where they already know, if I don't do this, she's going to get mad. If I don't do this, then she's going home and we ain't going to be talking for a week or two. That's witchcraft and sorcery. That's what that is. No matter what nobody tell you, that's what that is. And it's not righteous, you all. It's not just. We cannot, as people, as women, think that we all let ants on, that we have to control somebody by our emotions and our feelings. It become who we really are, and then we get out in public and act like it ain't nothing wrong with it. Yes, it is. Don't come in my store hollering at no man. Yeah, she stayed away too, the black lady. She stayed away because I had to send her tail out. Oh, she stayed away for about, 5 months? I don't care. I got the #1 store on the block, so I don't care. Kick your tail on out of here. And that's what I get so sick of when I see that. I'm like, and then my son's fiance says, she came to me one time and she was very emotional. And she said, I just can't get him. This is what she said. She said, I don't know, Miss Brown, I don't know how to get him to at least feel how I feel. When she finished, I told her, I said, let me tell you something. That's a man. What you got is a man. I know it's my son, but that one right there is a man. Leave him alone. Let him stand down. You know why I tell her to stand down? He's what you call 100. He let her know, you and nobody else, not even my mama, come before a higher. If we're going to be together, I'm not coming to take you nowhere. I'm not taking you here and I'm not taking you there. I got to talk to your father. Woo! When I met her father and her mother, when they told me how my son came to him, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But what she wanted me to do is, this is what she wanted me to do. And I felt her. She wanted me to feel that he don't consider her feelings. Oh, baby, you can't play that. Not with this one. Now, if you got my other three, yeah. But this one here, you ain't going to get away with it like that. This one here ain't going to let you do it. Very humble. He's the one that y'all brought back. He's the one that y'all brought back. Philip was the one that died. Joseph is Philip. That's the one he brought back. If you see the baby picture of Philip that died, and you see Joseph, you said, you'll tell me I'm lying. You said, you lying. That's the same. That baby is him. That baby is him. I already know that. My mother called me 2 months ago. She said, Booby, I had a dream. I said, oh, yeah? She said, yeah. You know who Joseph is? I said, Mom, I already know. Baby, let me tell you something. When you really want to thirst for who Yah is and the way he rumble, he all the way there. All the way there. He ain't going to let nothing slip and not let you know and let somebody else know. So when she began to talk, she said, oh, I feel so bad. I said, don't feel bad. She said, because I promised I wasn't going to say nothing. I said, who did you promise that to? When he was telling me it in a dream and everything, I said, okay, I ain't going to say nothing about it. And she said she couldn't resist. My mom said that. She said, because what he was telling her, I said, I already know, Mama. I knew when he was 3 months. Because y'all visited me already regarding him. So while his girlfriend was sitting here telling me, and she was all crying, and I wanted to, I did hug her, but I wanted to let her know, and I did. I just told her, let me tell you something. That son, you got to leave him alone. Stand down. He's what you call a man. That's a real man right there. He can't be moved by you crying, baby, in your feelings. Who is he to you? What do you think about him? She said, he's the best thing that ever happened to me. His sister began to telling me all these things. I'm like, see? But because he's not moved by your choice and your emotion and your feelings, baby, don't let that fish get away, because you would never run up on another. Don't let him get away, because you would never run up on another. That's the best that's going to ever happen to her. And she started rocking her. I said, well, what is it to you? How do you think? When she started breaking it down, I was like, to see all the things you just said? You don't sound so bad as not feeling, touching base with your feelings. She said, yeah, you're right. I said, I know you're right. And then I began to prophesy to her. I said, what has happened is, I told her, I said, what has happened is, as a young girl, you was your mother's first child and your daddy's first child, and you were the only daughter. And after you were the only daughter for about 12, 13 years, and all of a sudden they had a son, that same way you feel about your son, your brother, it's not a way you should even be feeling about your brother. You know why? That should be your baby. You the older, you the big sister. He should be your world. He should be your all in all. That's your baby brother. She can't stand him. She can't get along with him. I said, what's going on is when you don't get the attention that you feel you should get. So you and your brother don't get along, baby. No, that can't be so. You can't do that. That's your baby brother. You and him should be like this because you big sister. Now, it had ages close, yeah. But baby, you're about, 12, 13, 14 years older than him. What? You see? I said, so I sensed that anyway, because I was telling her, I said, look at the situation even in your household with your brother. She looked at me like I know. How did you know? That's what she was really looking. How did you? I said, because see, that it didn't start when you met my son. It started when you were young. And it's because all the love and care and providing that your mother and father gave you because you was only child, that's what you yearn for. That sort of attention. Okay. I say, now you got the best thing. And I'm not taking his side. I'm telling you from the standpoint of a mother with 6 grown children, you got the best that you're going to ever get. You see, I remember when he wanted to take her out. He told her, no, we can't go out until I sit down and talk with your father. And I said, that's what I'm talking about. When she told me that, I said, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. So what I'm saying is, even in that situation, I was like saying to her, baby, he ain't gonna feed into your emotions. He's not gonna do it. And he's one that's not. He's the one that won't. Now, he will be everything the best that he could be. But if you think you're going to move him based on your emotions and your feelings, baby, not this one. You can get another man, but this one here, he ain't going for it. He too spiritual rooted. He ain't going for it. And I explained to her, this is what I did. I'm going to tell you, I explained to her because he's trying to uphold who he is. He's seen his father not be a man. He's seen him too as a man, but not be a man. You see? And now he's saying, hey, when I grow up, hey, I'm going to have integrity. You know, I'm not going to just base things based on your mood swing. And the reason why, that's why he don't want to give in to her mood swings, is because he feels that his father, which was my husband at one time, he sit back and he said, mama had to do everything. All of my children went to Disney World. They went to Disneyland. Which one in Florida? And on their last, they had 7 days. All of them went. On the last day, they had an argument and a disagreement because they wanted, and the main one that word up. They know he humble. They know he don't speak. He don't say nothing. He word up and he told him, if it wasn't for my mama, now one of y'all tails would have anything. Mama did A to Z. And it's the reality. Just imagine having a father in a house, y'all. This is what he's talking about. My father was in the house. Every sports we was involved in, mama enrolled, mama took us, mama sat there. Every school meeting, every thing in school, sports, everything we did, there she was. Everywhere we wanted to go. When it was time for college, she made sure everything was lining up. I want to go to college. Okay, yeah, let me do this. When it was time to play football, who was out there? Mama. It was time to play baseball, who was out there? Mama. If it was time to play skating, who was there? Mama. If it was time to do gymnastics, who was there? Mama. Everything they did, I was there. They never in their lives seen their father outside of the home. He wasn't the father that went outside and played with them. Never. He wasn't the father that say, here, son, here go a birthday card. He never knew nan one of them birthday. It didn't matter. That's how thick it was. And guess what else? I'm gonna top it. I'm gonna put the icing totally on the cake. Watch this here. Married to him 33 years. It would have been 35, but it's been 33 years and never received a gift from me. They didn't see daddy giving mama any gifts, anniversary, birthday, or anything. Never seen any of that. You see, they never saw any example of a man. So this is what made him be so firm with this female. He didn't want to be just easy and no, just nothing, just okay, you what you want me to do? What you want to He said, no, I'm a man. I got integrity. And matter of fact, oh, that's kind of sad, ain't it, y'all? Not now one of his sons is like that. Like he was when it came down. Not now one of his sons are like that. They don't take no crap. They don't take none whatsoever. But this one here is the more humble one, the one that prays, stay in the word, the one that believes, the one that walks through the mall and wherever he go, he got something to say on his shirts talking about a higher. That's what I'm saying. A young man, you see, letting his girlfriend told me that God is the first thing you doing right. That's what you do. He's setting his ground, letting her know that this you ain't gonna rule, not this. You know what I'm saying? And so I was explaining to her that could be what he's trying to hold his space as a man, because he didn't see a man in the household, even though he was there 33 years. Let's say, for instance, if you wanted to go out and play frisbee, I get them frisbee. Who out there playing with them? I am. You see, everything was always me, me, me. I didn't want to miss anything because I was the only one that did everything. And it was just, okay, you want to play soccer for you, gymnastics, your appointment is this your day, yours is this day. If both of them the same days, I'll be at both of them. I go over here, then I go over there. Hey, that's the way I did it. Look back over my life and realize you can have a dead beat in the house. Because you look back, and my daughter said to me, oh, I blame you. My oldest daughter said, oh, I blame you. Because you allowed him to not have to do anything. He got away with doing nothing. You see? That was who he was. It had nothing to do with me. Because when I met him, after we was married almost 7 years, I went to the father and said, well, what is this? He said, this is who he is. I said, I wished I would have known that way back 7 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So let's get off of men. But I want to say, and I was bringing up my daughter, my son's fiance, and another thing, he travels, and I went to one of his to Kansas City with him on a company trip, and it was y'all, we had a good time, him and I, but she couldn't go because her parents is telling her that they don't want them sleeping in the same room or something like that. So I said, that's fine. That's good. That's good. I like that too. But I don't want them to put him in a situation. And that's why I'm going back to telling y'all, put him in a situation where he feel that he have to put a ring and marry in the way that they would want him to be to her and her to him. You see? And I said that I still like the idea that his parents didn't, because that's how he is anyway. It didn't matter with him. He went somewhere else. He went to Florida without her. I don't care whether he went to Georgia with us without her. He don't care, because that's just who he is. That's why I told her, you don't know who you're dealing with. If he just not that type of person that moves based on your emotions and your feeling. We had such a good conversation that day. We laughed and she cried, and then she laughed and she didn't cry no more. It was so funny. Everything else after that was funny. So she said, thank you for so much, because it made me see him a little different than I've been seeing him, because it made me see that he is who he is. And he's such a good person. This is what she said. And I know I ain't gonna ever find you, so you won't. So I'm saying, back to our women and our daughters of Zion, we have to understand that we cannot use our feelings and our emotions to control. I even look on this. I'm gonna tell y'all another reason. I'll be on this platform, and when you see a husband and wife, you can see the control and the fear of the husband not being controlled by the words and the way the wife swing her, how would I say it, her opinion or her way of feeling or her way of seeing things. It is better that they speak separate, so he can be the best that he can be in what he's saying, and she can be the best that she can be without him basing what he has to say based on her feelings and personal opinion and her emotions. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, both of them need to work with a higher, separate. And see, because believe it or not, y'all will give one what he won't give the other. You see? But they have to have respect for what Yah has allowed the other one to have. Not just assume that my emotions and my feelings and the way I see things, my personal opinion, I want it to be overriding yours. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's what you call people to be able to control a situation like that. It is witchcraft and sorcery, because you've used darkness of your mind, your feelings, and your emotion. You're using this to control someone, to do what you want them to do. And also for them to say what you want them to say and be what you want them to be. That's not nice, y'all. We as the daughters of Zion, we need to be about only our Father's business and let our men be the best that they know how to be through a higher. You see, let them know they don't have to be at where Yah have brought you, and we don't have to be where Yah has brought him. But if he brought two in the household to be where he is at, that's the good thing about it. That's really good, because that's like saying, okay, no matter what, we in this as one, as he created it to be. You see, one don't have to have the same strength as the other, and the other one don't have to feel about everything the same way you feel. Let the individual have their own personal opinion, their own feeling, their own emotions about situation, and not have to be up under your feelings, be up under your emotions, be up under your personal opinion, because that is witchcraft. And a lot of that is going on. I'm going to be honest with you. It is sorcery and witchcraft at its highest, because it's not something you can actually see. You know how, I'm going to set an example. You know how you can be at home, or a person can be at home, and they can have carbon dioxide, don't even know it, can't smell it, can't see it, but no one wakes up. You see what I'm saying? That's the same way witchcraft is. It's like a dark magic. It's like you can't smell it, you can't see it, and really you see it if you know what to look for. You can see it if you know what to look for. A lot of people don't, and they don't know that that is really what's happening in their household. That is exactly what's happening in their household. It's witchcraft and sorcery. So you don't want, or even you don't want to have that type of mindset, because you're going to live all your life controlling somebody, telling them what to do and how to do it. And if they don't do it, you get mad and your emotions kicked in. Now your personal opinion got to come first. You know, that's sickening. Because I'm going to tell you something. When it all said and done, women, we want to be that a weak one that Ahaya has called us to be. Because being a person that I am now, I don't know if y'all remember when I told you, when I was a young girl, I used to think about this type of husband I'm going to have. He's going to be just so tender with me, so delicate. He's going to treat me like a cotton ball. That's what I always, when I was young, I was 13 or 14, I was thinking like that. And I'm going to have 3 children, and he's going to just be everything to us. And he's going to be this and this and this and this. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be honest with you. This is what the women tell me until I tell them the other side. They tell me that you have inherited the best husband in the world. That's what they tell me. You have had the best husband in the world. But look at the price. At what price? The reason why they said that is they think because he never argues and never did. The children never saw him raise his voice at me. The children never heard him curse me out. The children never heard him call me any names. The children never saw him hit me. Okay? They just saw him just like, I would say, a brick wall, just there. Everything I made sure he had. If he needed glasses, I needed glasses. You see? If he needed to go to the dentist, I needed to go. That means that it was important that I see to it that everything that he needed, that it gets done. Because if it was up to him, he wouldn't go to the dentist. He wouldn't go to get his eyes checked. You see? Everything he needed. And where he's at today versus where his family is at, it tells the story. Now he lives with his children, the adult children that they have a 6-bedroom home. That's where all of them live at now. They get along really well. They get along really well. You know why? He won't say nothing. Nothing they do, he'll come tell me, own them. They did that. Because you know when it comes, okay, what's the deal? What's the problem? You see? So right now, just thinking about using witchcraft and emotions, I think about, could I have used emotions and witchcraft and sorcery with my 33 years of marriage? I had to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to first check out myself and say, could I have been using this sorcery? Because when it came to me, I was in the ladies' room at the store, and when it came to me, I said, but could I have been using? And guess what? How you gonna use your emotions, your personal opinion, or your feelings to override somebody when you had to do everything because someone couldn't? Now it's more to the story, y'all. And that's why I said women, everybody tell me, you had the best husband, you had the best husband. When I tell them all these good things, they thinking that that's a good thing. I said, that's not good, y'all. Just because he never argued, he never fussed, he never cursed. Not me, he might have did it to the kids, but he never did anything like that to me. Okay? But when you start to tell them, when I never got a gift from him in 33 years, you see, I'm serious. And other things I could say, but I won't take you there. But Sister Deborah had to evaluate herself and say, now, have I used emotions and feelings to rule my marriage? Guess what? How can you rule over nothing? You can't. It just wasn't there. What is I'm going to use my feelings and emotions? Matter of fact, if you really think about it, my emotions and my feelings didn't mean a dime, didn't mean crap. It was always put back on the back burner because I was always about what I can do for my children and my husband. That's it. It didn't matter what I had, my feelings. It didn't matter about my emotions. I was put back on the back burner. I put my whole life on the back burner to raise my children and to make sure that my husband had everything he needed. Oh, yes. Somebody did something. They like, when I first met him, he was like 5 years in back pay in taxes. So I knew I couldn't go no more than 3. But I begged that sucker 5 years back and let them know you owe him. Don't come telling him he owe you $12,000. You owe him. I backed it 5 years, collected the 3 years, and end up dropping, saying that he owed, and then they end up years later sending him a check. I'm just showing you how I didn't have time for my emotions. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. When I get ready today, get off this platform, that's gonna be a sad feeling for me, because I done dug up something that I shouldn't even dug up. And the fact that you ain't never had to, your feelings and your emotion wasn't even considered. You had too much to do. You didn't have time. You got too much to do. You had 6 children and a husband you was taking care of. What could I have done that could have helped him? I mean, what could I have done with a man that didn't spend any time outside playing with his children, homework, sitting down at the TV talking to him? Never, ever, ever did he do that. But he was always in the house. That's who he was. But it didn't stop me from making sure that they was missing nothing. So where was my feelings? Where was my emotions? That's when I come to the term. No, you couldn't have been using sorcery and witchcraft, because you didn't have no feelings. You didn't have no emotions. Here you is, you had 6 kids, you breastfed them, you homeschooled them, your emotion was kicked to the curb. But this stuff that's going on now, stop that mess. All that witchcraft and sorcery were, ruling through your emotions and your feelings and your personal opinion. It's gonna get you in the long run. That's what's gonna get you. Big time, y'all. That's what I'm feeling. It's gonna get you. Daughters of Zion. I don't care if you go marry a Gentile or a heathen. It don't matter. Them same emotions, feelings, and personal opinion, the way of doing it, it's gonna follow you. It ain't going nowhere. So if you're doing that, learn to not always feel that you can control things and people, especially our men, based on your emotions and your feelings. Because let me tell you, it's not going to pay off for you. And you better hope that you don't run up on somebody who already know what Sister Deborah is saying, that they're not going to tolerate your emotions and your feelings. It's not what they are. They're not willing to give all of themselves that way to be controlled by you. That's crazy. So if it's anyone in the live chat that you want to have questions, we're going to open up to where you can ask any question. As a female, I don't even want the responsibility of a man. Oh my goodness. And you know what, baby? Responsibility is exactly what it is. It really is. And I like the way you said that. Let me explain to you. Women don't understand you are responsible for him and his needs. I seen my mother be responsible for my father. My father spent time with us on what you call pagan holidays, and on the weekend we saw our dad, and but my dad, and it's going back to where it said, my husband of that many years was likened to my dad, as far as if you really want to say spending some time with your children. But mine did. My dad did. He communicated with us. He talked with us. He did. So I can't say my dad was like that. But a lot of my dad's ways were likened to the man that I did marry. And I'm going to tell you something. You nailed it when you said responsibility. It is a big responsibility. It's bigger than raising your children. So you know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. Yeah. Anybody have any questions? And that's the thing about it. The greater you are, the less you are accepted. Mhm. That's the thing about it. That's a part of the journey. Running, when you running that race, you know you running it. It's a part of the race, y'all. I think the Bible says something deeper than stubbornness. Oh, it says stiff neck, baby. It says rebellion. You know what I did? I looked up, was it rebellion? I think it was rebellion. And guess what I found out? That means don't follow rules. That's deep. That's deep. Because I'm hearing people complaining about things, people being stopped by policemen, and how men, um, they need to just calm down, slow it down as far as the way they communicate and stop getting worried up. But then, listen to this, y'all. When I looked up rebellion, that means not following rules. Don't like to follow rules. To me, if you take rebellion out and put the tribe of Judah don't like to follow rules, that's about right. Because if you know that they quick to shoot and they quick to cut, and they'll do that even if you do. Don't get me wrong, they do that too. But you don't participate in and getting out of control. But a lot of people don't understand what Jacob was saying before he died. He told Judith, he said, your hand is going to be in the neck of your oppressors. You see, what are you saying? See, people try to nail that to Yeshua. They ain't got nothing to do with no Yeshua. Yeshua ain't got his hand in nobody's neck. Stop lying on him. Jacob was talking to Judith. See, that's what people messed up from the floor. Just because Yeshua came out of the bloodline of Judith, everybody just assumed that Judah is all that and some because of the Messiah coming out of that bloodline. They got it wrong. They always had it wrong. Jacob said before he died, he was telling Judah, your hand's going to be in the neck of your enemies. No, it ain't got nothing to do with no Yeshua. You ain't seen nothing about no Yeshua hand is in the neck of his enemy. Because he said, I come not for all that nonsense. He didn't come for that. So he was talking about the tribe of Judah. And that's because we don't want to accept that the tribe of Judah is always buckling up against somebody, even his own kind. And when I found out what rebellion was, I was like, that means not following rules. You mean we that terrible? See, we don't want to accept all these names that was called about regarding who we are as a people. But you got to embrace it. That's the only way you can heal. That's the only way you can't just sit and say, Ahia is a liar. You's a liar, Ahia. We are not stiff-necked. We are not rebellion. We are not disobedient. And we are not gonna repent for our forefathers' sin. And we ain't gonna repent for our sins. That's why you're still in captivity, in full judgment, and the heathens' time and Gentile time is up. And you still over here. You still got things that y'all is still judging you on. Because we're actually, that's what we say. We're beyond stubbornness. I'm telling you, we are beyond that. But when you own up to what is really seen in your eyes, it's just like when I was telling the father, why they keep putting us on the news? Why they keep putting us on CNN and all across the news and every news there is? Why they keep saying we did this, we do it? And the father told me just with a quiet voice, y'all. That's why I don't got time to hear what nobody else has to say on a lot of matters. He said with a quiet voice, he said, Deborah, are they doing it? That right there did it. Stop trying to deny and make them something that they never were to him. So why are we trying to make them better down here when they never honored your Ahaya that's in the heavens that rules all things? You see? But I'm saying it's finished and it's over. So I'm saying to the daughters of Zion, you have no reason, none whatsoever, to be running around here trying to use your feelings and your emotions and your personal opinion to rule. You don't want to do that because you don't know who Yah is dealing with to deal with you. And if you're using your sorcery and your witchcraft, your darkness, and how you have throughout time got your way, because this is the way you did it, baby, let me tell you something. You just don't know what's going to catch up with you. Oh, it ain't gone. Oh, no, that stuff ain't gone. You're going to meet something that you never thought you would have ever, because you got away with it for so long. You've been doing it for so long. So now it's like, so what? I can do this. I've been doing it, and it works successful. I'm sitting here looking at our brothers. I'm sitting here talking to them, listening to them first, and then talking to them about the situation. But you know what they never say? They said, you know what? I like talking to you. That's what they say. Because I don't have what you call, how would I say it? I just come straight out. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you women out there. These are good men. I even told them, why would you want to be dealing with that? Why would you even waste your time on that? It's because they think that they can't do any better. They think that, okay, this is what it is. And I'll be looking at these women, I say, well, baby, they don't even look. It ain't even got nothing to do with the look. But it's more so women and men, you cannot be taking the rest of your life putting up with demonic and wicked females trying to be controlled by their emotions and their feelings. That is a wicked game. It is wicked. It's big time, y'all. I'm gonna go there. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I already know it. I got a daughter, okay? She's 19 now. No, is she 19? She's 18. She's gonna be 19. Is she 18? She's gonna be 19. But this is what she did. She met this young guy, and all he kept saying is, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to do anything but serve a higher. Okay? He said, serve God. Yes, he's in the Christian church, but his whole desire is to listen and hear God. Even when he was in school, both of them was going to high school at the same time. They graduated. And all he wanted to do is to be able to follow any way that the Spirit of God leads him. I remember him saying that ever since he's known my daughter. And they've been knowing each other probably almost a year now. And I came to my daughter one time and I said, you know why he's here? She said, yeah, I know why he's here. I said, do you really know? She said, yeah. She said, God sent him to you so you can teach him. I said, you know that, though. You know that. She said, yeah. Did you know my daughter have used witchcraft and sorcery on this young man? On this young man, big time. I mean, big time. And I'm like, no. Your tail gonna end up in the lake of fire. You messing with the wrong one. That was one that was chosen by a higher. You don't have the right to use your feelings and your emotions to rule over him. And it's just so sad for me because I told him, I'm calling your mother and I'm going to talk to her Because if you can't see I told the young man, you can't see how she's using you with this witchcraft. I told him, I don't care, you my daughter. You're my daughter on earth. I don't know you. Who is my daughter? Who is my son? Who is my mother? And who is my father? Except they follow my ahaya. And I told him I was going to call his mother and tell her that my daughter is practicing sorcery and witchcraft, and you letting her rule and control you. And he just looked silly. Silly. And then you kind of felt sad for her. But then I felt my daughter got something coming. And I don't even feel emotion about what she got coming. It's just like and I know, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been told by heathens, Gentiles, and black men, she's the most beautiful female in the Negro. I say, this is what they say. I'm telling y'all, this is what they be saying. This is what I've been hearing ever since I birthed her in the birthed her, and they took her to the baby ward, and they put a little sign in red, the most beautiful baby in the ward. I said, take that off. You don't do that. All these people having babies, you can't put that on there. They took it off. You can't do that. And she was. I ain't gonna say she was beautiful than everybody baby in there. To me, all babies are beautiful, to tell you the truth. That's just me. That's how I feel about it when I look at them. So I look back and I say, Father, what was she entitled to this beauty? Why is she entitled to this beauty? And what is it for? I said, she is so beautiful and ugly in the inside. So ugly in the inside. But I want to tell y'all something, women. One thing about Sister Deborah, she don't take no crap. I don't care if you my daughter, my son. I don't care about you being 6'3", every bit of 300 and some odd pounds. That don't mean nothing to me. I don't care who you are. I'm going to shoot into you righteousness every chance I get. She looks real silly because I told her, I see what you're doing. You practicing witchcraft and voodoo. I'm not. Yes, when you use your feelings and your emotional and getting emotion, and that's how he works, based on how your feelings and your emotions dictate everything. That's witchcraft and voodoo. You going to the lake of fire, baby. If you don't repent and bring your face fully to the face of a higher, I mean like AASP, you're going to be finding yourself somewhere. And when I see you, I ain't going to know you. Because one thing you do not do, you do not play. Use your emotions and your feelings to control. Because that's what she does. She uses it to control. And another way of her using it, she's always mad at him. Because that's how they practice the witchcraft and voodoo. They practice it to where they get perfect by getting mad, and upset with them so much to where they're walking on pins and needles because they're afraid of upsetting you. And if you don't tell me that ain't sorcery and witchcraft, because it's hidden, just like carbon dioxide. It's a hidden thing, but that sucker kill, don't it? You see what I'm saying? That's how serious it is, daughters of Zion. So if anybody out there and you're conducting yourself in this type of manner, I wish you need to cut it out. You need to cut it because your daughters are watching you, and they're going to become that which you are setting them up to be. Let me set another example. My oldest daughter was married. Her husband was a body builder compete. He competes for a bodybuilding. So happened this other young girl, she was a bodybuilder for women. So when my daughter and her husband went to a show, he met another girl. No, his other friend introduced them to this bodybuilder. So I went to visit my daughter and her husband and my grandbaby in Atlanta, Georgia, and so happened that this was like 3 or 4 months afterwards, after he had met her, and now him and her start dating. Now you're sitting here trying to date a man that's married and got a child right before your eyes. Not only did she date him, she even got pregnant by him less than 3 months. This other bodybuilder, this other lady that was a bodybuilder, by my daughter's husband. Ain't that deep? Yeah, listen how she used it though. So when I talked to my brother-in-law that was married to my daughter, I said, what's the deal? He said, my daddy said that I'm going to have to do something. And pretty much it was to leave my daughter for the girl because the girl is pregnant. And he began to tell me the girl's life. The girl's mother had her by a married man. And the mother was always miserable because she thought that the man that she was pregnant by was going to leave his wife and his kids. He never did. So her mother brought her up and by herself because the mother didn't get the husband. That was somebody else's husband. He not only was he a husband, he was a married man with children. He didn't leave his wife. So she did the same identical thing that her mother did. Messed with my daughter's husband, and he had one daughter. Less than 3 months, she was pregnant. Who you think ended up with her? She ended up having 3 more babies by him in less than 5 years. Yep, the girl did. Because she did something that her mother didn't do. She kept having babies by him while he was still married to my daughter. But my daughter was here and he was there. To where she can lock him in with more children, which her mother only had her from a married man. You see what I'm saying? You see how much role playing was in this? She played and she used witchcraft and voodoo on a situation that got her what she knew her mother didn't receive, which was that married man. But she ended up getting him because my daughter divorced him. So she ended up with him. But she had more children while he was still married to my daughter. But you see how that how can you lay down that instant with a married man and get pregnant when you know him and his wife and his child is there? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Emotions, feelings. And all he kept saying, she was just crying. She said she didn't want me. She didn't want to have to live like she had to live when her mother married a married man. So she spilled her emotions on to my daughter's husband to make him feel guilty that she's about to have a child and do the same thing her mother did. You see, it was a chaos, and he was telling me everything. And I would say, see that? He was a weak one. He's a very weak one. Because guess what? My daughter's husband, he never wanted children. He wasn't ready for children. I remember when my daughter and him had their only child, their first child. They sat down and they was telling me, I said, you wasn't ready for that, were you, Trevor? He said, no, Miss Brown. I was thinking maybe we would have some kids later on. But look how the snake that came in, she got 4 birth children out of him already. You see? And I'm saying poor thing, and that's what my daughter said, poor thing. He didn't even want none. Here she is, just laying down, just having them all, just having them, because she feel that I'm gonna have to lock this man in. I'm getting this married man one way or another. She ended up with him, but she don't know what she bargained for. Because my daughter was trying to get out. And I'm gonna tell y'all something that a lot of y'all don't know. A lot of you all don't know. My daughter got on me about my husband not being participant father in the children's lives, and how I would even get involved. Oh, she wore me out. Why would you even get involved with somebody with that mindset? Somebody who don't help you, don't do anything. She just felt she was grown now. She can say these things she wanted to say all the time. Now watch it. You got to really be careful, because she ended up marrying the same thing. The same thing. And that's where their marriage was rocky. It's because she wanted him to participate in everything, and he just didn't have what it takes. And I told her, now see, I don't go back and tell her, didn't I tell you? But see how y'all would do that? Since you want to talk about who your mother married, who never was one that participated in the marriage or with the children, then you turn around and you marry a man just like him. It's something that, and she couldn't deal with him because she's a whiz, and she's very smart. She know how to make things happen. She know how to make things work. I remember one time she said, "Mama, you know any dentist?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Trevor got a cyst on his right side, and his teeth is bothering him so bad." I said, "Crystal," "you mean he's in that type of pain, and you standing around asking me about a dentist? When he in a situation like that, you are in a situation like that." See, she was so smart. Things like that, it don't make any sense to her. For what? You know what I'm saying? For what? That's him. She comes saying, "Trevor needs some glasses." And I told him to go up there. I said, "Crystal, when he need glasses, you need glasses. Set him an appointment up so he can get an eye exam, so he can get some glasses." She said, "He should go himself." You see what I'm saying? I did everything like that, It wasn't nothing. If you wrote him up at work, okay, you wrote him up. There has been 3 jobs he didn't have. 3 jobs that he had, along with the job that he did have. But they have fired him. You can fire him, but you better have a just reason. They had to answer to me. He got his job back 3 times. You're going to have to answer to me. No, I ain't going to get no attorney. What's the deal? What's going on? Let's reason. Let's see what's going on here. You see, the last time, I said, "No, you know what? I'm not going." That's what I said, y'all. "Nope, I'm not going. No more. That's enough of that." And he had been on that job 26 years. I said, "That's it. Nope. I had already did it once on that job. Nope, I'm not going to do it again." And come at 5 a.m. in the morning? "Yeah, they fired me." I said, "For what?" I said, "Okay, no, I'm not doing it again." See, I have been so worn and torn. I have never been able to even consider my emotions and my feelings. I just didn't take no crap. That's the only emotion I had. I just didn't take no crap. And because I did, I was able to raise my children. And where we are at now, as far as closing our right minds, no one in jail, no one locked up, no one on drugs, all credit goes to the Most High, a higher himself, because I put him before me. He was the one led us throughout whatever storm we come up on. There it was. He was always, because that's who I trust in. He was my husband, He was the one. If I had an issue at the school and I had to go to confront the school, peace be with me, Father. Going in and going out. Let your will be done. You know, that's who I had to deal with as far as my life itself. So I want to say I did have one active husband, and that was the most higher. I better give that credit to him. But again, using your emotions and your feelings and your personal opinion. And the reason why I call it personal is because that's detached to your emotions too. We don't do that. Don't do that. The only way we can help our men today is we have to let them feel when they fall. That's one error we as the daughters of Zion has erred in, but we can't go back to change it. We have to know now that what is before us now. And that what happened is, I believe without a doubt, when they fail, we always caught them. You see, we always was there to catch them. And I'm telling you that from my own experience talking to people. So you don't know a lot about all this until you start sitting down, being an ear to hear others. And to hear him is, okay, he was like I was just telling you, when he needed dinner work, I needed dinner work. When he needed glasses, I needed glasses. We made everything about them personal with us to make sure that they get what they need. Women have told me how, oh, he needed an engine or he needed a truck. I bought him a truck. I got this here. I did this here. He needed these clothes. I bought this, everything. And I'm talking about people who've been married a while. They have always making sure their husband have to where he can't be dealt with by a higher, because a higher wants to see him fall so he can get up. Us women, we try to catch them before they fall. You see, because one of the reasons is we know that if he fall, we fall. So instead of him, when he fall, we catches him before he fall, then the situation ain't as bad. But the problem came in is every time he would fall, we would catch him. But y'all intend for them to fall so that they can get up. He wanted them to fall so they can feel it. He wanted them to fall so they can understand you can fall at any time. But see, what has happened, we as women have sat around throughout years after years after years trying to make it right for them, okay? And they never fail. That's why they don't have no respect for us. That's why they can't see us as the daughters of Zion, in which Yah has created us to be. Because all we did was catch them when they fall. Be there for them. Give them what they wanted. Give them what they need. Not letting them feel life itself. When you fall, the feel of falling. The feel of how I got to get up. Let me get up. He has to feel those things. But what we do, even to today, women, just to have a man, they would do everything. And it's still a form of witchcraft to me. It's sorcery. We do everything to make sure they have even the things that they really don't need, and it's nothing that they really support them. It's just giving them because we want them in the bed. We want to have somebody. That's not it. That's that witchcraft and sorcery. You see? And that's why you see many people getting involved with these men and they don't end up dead. You know why? The females are all, because they don't understand the men that you're getting involved with. You just want a man in your bed, a man in your house, so that you can provide for him and give him. Next thing you know, you're dead. You know why? It's because all you're thinking about is somebody in your bed. And that's another control situation. He don't have nothing to offer you. He don't have nothing to give you. Matter of fact, his mind is gone. But you don't care. You're going to use your witchcraft and your sorcery and your control to get him to have a relationship with you so that you can think that you got somebody. And that's all you want, is just to have somebody. Not knowing 99.9 they gone here. But you don't care. You're looking at where they're laying their head at. Oh, they in the house. And in spite of it, you still feeding them. You still taking care of them. You making sure they have this and this and this. Next time you all look on YouTube, look at, I give you 10 cases of men that has killed women. And that's the main thing. The family said, we told her he was this. We told her, we saw the signs. We saw the signs, because it's always there. But what happened? Her having witchcraft and sorcery in trying to get him to where she couldn't even discern and see that, wait a minute, this type of situation is a bad situation for me. But they don't care. They don't care if their family members saying that man is dangerous, or he hit you once already, or he did this here, he don't work, and he don't do this. They ain't even, they close their ears to the family members. They close their ears. And they go on in it because it's all about just having somebody with me and not understanding. If you understand Deuteronomy 28, it'll let you know the end game is they gone. And that's why I say, if you have someone in your life, stick with them. Just learn to live with them and deal with them. But if you don't have a higher in the center of your life, you're going to have hell either today or tomorrow. Yah has to be the centerpiece in your house. And both of you are going to have to know it. You have to find your place as a female and let the man have his place. Because when it all said and done, my dream as a little girl was to be that cotton ball. I never got that. But that was always my desire. Now I look back at it and say how I raised these kids really by myself. And I did this, I had to do this, I had to do that. And I talk all of that. So what did that say? That little fantasy I had as a young girl never came to pass. You see? It never came to pass. So I'm saying to you all, if you have someone in your life and they already know who you are and you know who they are, stay with them, stick with them. Yep, you might have issues, but stick with them and work those issues out. The main thing you need to be focusing on is making sure a highest is in the center of your table at all times. That table where you and him can go to and know that the higher is the centerpiece of that table. And once you all don't know that, then know that I don't care what's going to go on in life. You're never going to be on a balance. And you don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow. It can be pretty today, but you don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow. So even that, women, don't try to take from these men like my daughter has done. Take this young man integrity to the point where what he felt and what he wanted in life was to serve the Most High or higher. And your wicked tail come along and use this witchcraft and this sorcery to stir him into belief, to turning your way instead of keeping his eyes focused on a higher. So women, if you're in your house using that witchcraft and sorcery, you need to stop. Don't let, if he don't have his own feelings for you, what you are experiencing and you're going through, if he don't have his own feelings, don't use yours to think that it's going to cause him to have some feelings. It ain't. It's just going to cause him to do what you want him to do. That means he's going to be bowing down to your feelings and your emotions. He has to have that. Any man that served the Most High or higher, he should have that, period. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something a lot of people don't know, don't care. I'm just going to say they don't care. Y'all said something that was very powerful. And when he said that, I said, but Father or higher, that's kind of deep. I said, but you know, the people don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that. And this is what it is. He says, he told the men, when you deal with her as a weaker link, or else your prayers won't be answered. That ain't scary to y'all? He's saying the head prayers is not going to be answered for the whole household because he wants to put her out of order. Well, wait a minute, what do you mean? He wants to put her out of order, out of the order in which Ahiah has called her to be in. And that's supposed to be the weaker. And he said, if you don't deal with her at that weak link, then I'm not going to answer your prayer. You ain't going to hear not one man on this devil platform in 20 years tell you, man, our prayers ain't being answered because we still are out of order. He gives us, we got a wife and we out of order. That's why all this stuff about 2 and 3 wives, baby, he said, deal with her as if he's talking to one wife, okay, as the weaker. And if you don't, your prayers won't be answered. Now, why do we think that he's so dumb, he ain't going to be about what he say? You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to let him branch off and have a relation of his own on his own, separate from you, with Ahiah. Don't force him to listen to nobody, to hear somebody. Stop. He has to have that in him, that desire. And when he does, that's what would build him up. He don't have to listen to the same people you listen to. But whatever he listen, if you keep praying that the Most High open his eyes to see the light, he gonna do that. He said it. But you can't just think that you're gonna have to use your emotions and your personal feelings and your personal opinion to control him and tell him, oh, here, you need to look at, listen to this. You need to, no, let him go. Let him do what he does best so you can see him serving Ahiah, like Sarah saw Abraham and called him Lord. You see? She saw the work of Yah working with Abraham with her own natural eyes. We too have to see this in our mates. We have to see this. But if you wonder in a household where there's a husband and wife and children, your prayers is not going to be answered until that head drop them knees and hold a relationship with the Most High Ahiah. And first, seek ye the kingdom of heaven and everything else. Ahiah would teach him how to deal with her as the weaker link. So, again, we as women, stop this voodoo and witchcraft. A lot of these women, that's why a lot of them are going out here practicing witchcraft and sorcery, because they feel it really works for them. I'm gonna tell y'all, they really feel that mess work for them. Somewhere along in their lives, it feels like it's working, but it's Satan working for them. Isn't that sad? Satan is working for them, and they thinking that they gaining some integrity, some clout, some power. Yeah, Satan. And if that's what you call what you want out of life, you keep on going. You've already seen your ticket to the lake of fire, because that is definitely fire that you playing with. Anyone in the live chat has any questions? Humble thyself. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's to humble yourself. Because when y'all see you humbling yourself, he'll come for you. He'll help you out. He's good with that. I'm a living witness. I ain't no dead prophetess. I'm a living prophetess. Yeah. So Sister Deborah been in for 1 hour and 34 minutes. We want to give Ahiah all praise and all glory. And we know that we still need help. We need him to help us so that we can help our mate. Because when he created everything, he created them and not just him. So even though we don't understand, we are in him and he is in us. We need to work together. And we want to give the most higher all praise. Hallelujah. Yes, Father, Yah. And I say, I appreciate everyone in the live chat joining me and joining us. And I say, I will be back. So shalom and shalom.